Tonight is Tony Taylor night. I consider every time I play in Philadelphia, it's Tony Taylor night. And I love all. God bless you.
The Phillies were still missing one bullpen, so General Manager Paul Owens dug one up. Tom Hilgendorf came in a trade for a minor leaguer. Gene Garber was a waiver find with a wicked sidearm. And Tug McGraw brought his screwball down from New York City. A good bullpen will bail you out with one pitch. And with Hilgendorf, Garber, and McGraw, Philadelphia finally had a good bullpen. Owens would look anywhere because sometimes help arrived in unusual packages. Flaky J. Johnstone had worn out his welcome in several cities, but Owens had given him another chance to display his unique batting style. When Johnstone finally took hold, he hit a sparkling .329 against right-hand pitching. His platoon mate, Ollie Brown, did nearly as well against lefties with a .303 mark. Brown was also valuable in the field. Against the Dodgers, he saved a win with a gutty ninth-inning catch. While Johnstone and Brown teamed up to handle right field, newcomer Gary Maddox covered center all by himself. His long strides could run down the deepest slide, then turn the base paths into a racetrack. But Owens' biggest trade in '75 was a homecoming. Richard Anthony Allen was back to try again.
How do I feel about this team? Well, I'm here to try to help, and I'd like everybody to know that right now. I'm not here to cause trouble or to stir up anything or bring back any of that old past action. I'm just here to make a contribution. I'm not anticipating any kind of trouble, really. I've learned a lot through my journeys as I left here. And gee whiz, there's about that much difference between a man and a boy, and I like to think I've grown up a little. I'm no messiah of no type, but I think they have the nucleus of a winner right here, and I'd like to be a part of it.
Allen singled in his first at bat, and the good vibrations never completely faded away. But 8 months of inactivity had left its mark, and Allen struggled through an off year. The innuendos and accusations which preceded the man were put to rest, however, with all-out hustle and unselfish team play. Ironically, Allen's biggest contribution to the '75 Phillies was attitude, and the man he benefited most was an emerging superstar named Greg Luzinski. The legs of a pulling guard, the upper body of a weightlifter, but one thing, just like a pure hitter, that short, quick stroke. The power generated in that compact arc sent the ball on incredible journeys. Through all all the celebration, Luzinski wore a solemn mask. He just came to work and did his job.
Come on, Bull! Come on! Hellboy, Bull, tag him all, honey, tag him all!
Bull did quite a job, hitting 300 with 34 home runs and 120 runs batted in. The first Philly to lead the big leagues in RBIs since 1915.
Overcast skies tonight and a crowd on hand, expected to be around 35,000 for tonight's second game of this series, and it should be a good one.
All right, head up! Come
on, Mike, come on out.
Hey, Dick, nice, Harry. Swing the bat.
Look at that. Look out! Oh, another one. Look out.
That ball like to kill him. Odd ball really undressed him. That ball undressed him.
All right. Uh-oh.
Get out of here.
Swinging a drive to right field. Johnstone, a long run, makes the running catch nicely. Rifles to first base, double play. Great play by Jay Johnstone.
The team was at its best in red pinstripes. Mike Schmidt overcoming a slow start to once again lead the majors in home runs. It was a year of great plays at the vet. Reserves Terry Harmon and Mike Anderson filled in with style. Gary Maddox tore around bases like a startled greyhound. Under the warm glow of hometown acceptance, the team played like a champion. But against strange backdrops, the atmosphere changed. On the road, affection and encouragement gave way to other sounds. The road is a fact of life for every player. 5 cities in 12 days. 5 tons of equipment to be loaded and unloaded 30 times. Another plane to another bus to another city. Each stadium has a different feel, new sights and sounds that take some getting used to. In Los Angeles, it might be Hollywood Star Night, a chance to mingle with the greats and near greats and see how things are done in Fantasyland.
A picture or two. Oh, there's just something so exciting about this show world.
You remember that Ephus ball, Billy?
What Ephus? Oh, the Ephus ball. Ephus, you don't give it to me, I'm going to hit you.
I want to play, Coach. I want to play.
Yeah, come on, Coach. Come on.
We want to play.
The Hudson Brothers. Walter Matthau.
In 1975, the road had a few laughs, but more than its share of woe. When the uniforms turned powder blue, the edge dropped off, and the sweet smell of success turned sour. Their record was nearly as horrid on the road as it was impressive at home. The reasons are unclear, the solutions not easily ascertained. Perhaps the answers can be found by June. The Pirates were in full retreat, and Philadelphia was flying headlong after its first title in a quarter of a century. In the spirit of '76, there was one big question mark. Would the pitching measure up? To get things moving, in came a quick pitch artist named Jim Cott. While Cott got things done in a hurry, other Philly starters took their time. Phillies pitching was now in the capable hands of a solid 10-man staff that stayed together all year long. Once again, the stoppers were Steve Carlton with 20 wins and Jim Lomborg with 18. Sharing the other starting role were the kids Larry Christensen and Tommy Underwood. And if anyone faltered, relief was ready. When a change was needed, Ozark could deal from strength with baseball's deepest bullpen. Gene Garber, Ron Schuler, Ron Reed, Wayne Twitchell, and Tug McGraw. Every reliever lives on the razor edge of defeat, but these men had a variety of pitches to swing the balance in their favor. A McGraw Scroogie, a Reed heater, or a Garber corkscrew. As a group, Philly firemen won 25, saved 40, and pulled some pretty strings. While this staff could strike hitters out, the true secret to its effectiveness was giving up the fewest walks in the league and just keeping the ball in play. Their motto was, "Let the defense do it." Behind the plate, Bob Boone stepped in and came of age. At third base, Mike Schmidt filled all the holes and won a Gold Glove, although he didn't always choose to use it. The surest hands on the team belonged to automatic Larry Boa, a shortstop with flawless form and a rifle right arm to gun down runners. Second baseman Dave Cash had his area covered, but nobody ate up AstroTurf like Gary Maddox. Coming in to take away a sure hit, or roaming deep against the fences, Maddox simply outran the ball. With Maddox in the middle, gaps got smaller, and sure doubles ended up dead outs. Maddox covered all South Philly, leaving the foul lines to his friends. Ollie Brown got acquainted with the right field corner, and Greg Luzinski caught everything he could reach. surrounded by support, even the pitchers got involved as Philadelphia found another way to win, with leather. Fielding, hitting, and pitching each pulled equal weight as Philadelphia stormed into the July All-Star break with a 10-game lead over Pittsburgh and the fastest National League start since the 1955 Brooklyn Dodgers. For the nation's birthday, nearly 2.5 million people made Veterans Stadium the place to be in '76. No matter what your affiliation, everyone was welcome. All-Star Night brought to town some of baseball's newest, oldest, and biggest names, where they joined 5 Phillies, the most ever chosen for this annual classic. It was a chance to check out seldom-seen millionaires and marvel at stars and styles of the other league. An extra added attraction was American League starting pitcher Mark Fidrych, the Detroit Birdman. Fidrych manicured the mound and spoke to the ball, but the National League All-Stars talked right back with their bats. Led by 5 starters from Cincinnati, the National League was once again clear-cut victor in a head-to-head matchup of baseball's best. Winning was fun in games, but Philadelphia was not simply a team of all-stars. A talented bench contributed as well. Jerry Martin saw spot duty in 130 games, while dependable Terry Harmon backed up the infield and hit .295. For pinch hitting duty, there was the unusual stance of Bobby Tolan, or Tommy Hutton's classic swing, while Tim McCarver filled several roles with a flourish. When called on, McCarver played like a winner and reigned as the team's official prophet, sage, cynic, and storyteller. Over the long haul, McCarver knew how to keep things loose with a smile and a song.
She learned a lesson, she broke my heart. I was the one.
Matching McCarver in madness was Jay Johnstone, a slightly off-center character with a unique approach to the game. But there was nothing funny about the pure stroke of a 300 hitter. Hours of practice had honed a groove that never varied, a groove that sent out ropes. With typical modesty, Johnstone told everyone that he could hit sliders blindfolded, not to mention watermelons. The Phillies were hot, so they took on all comers, including a team of young ladies that refused to fall for the oldest trick in the book. Despite a few errors in technique, this perky outfit stole a win from a team that no one else could beat. Experts said they had a lock on a title. They were in the driver's seat with a 15.5-game lead and an easy ride home. Then, with less than a third of the season remaining, the follow-through fizzled. At first, little things happened. Minor breakdowns in communication, harmless errors of execution. Then, suddenly, even the simple things became tough. A slump creeps up on you like old age. One minute you're tearing along, bold and brash. The next, slowed by every ache and pain. After 3 months as front runner, it was time to take a few lumps. The Phillies accepted an 8-game losing streak without flinching. But while they were looking the other way, an old enemy reappeared. The Pirates were back from oblivion as they countered Philadelphia's slump with their hottest streak in 3 years. The hard-earned lead was melting away, but Danny Ozark could not find a sympathetic ear. Philly fans remembered the great fold of '64 as the Blitz kids lost 16 of 21. On September 17th against Chicago, Larry Bowa dropped a pop-up, and the once insurmountable advantage had shrunk to 3 games. It was soul-searching time from field to front office. Owner Rudy Carpenter, General Manager Paul Owens, and Manager Danny Ozark could only wait, watch, and hope. But the players had survived the slump with humor and confidence intact. To them, 1964 never existed. Now it was time to grit teeth, get tough, and take back what was rightfully theirs. They knew those hits were due to start dropping. As quickly as they had left, the runs returned, and with them, big pitches from the bullpen. Crucial double plays by the infield, and a crusher from Power Alley. The season had taken yet another 180-degree turn as the Phillies won 9 of their next 13. On September 26, Greg Luzinski hit a 3-run homer against Montreal. And just 9 days after the season's low point in Chicago, Philadelphia was 1 pitch away from a title. The emotional highs and lows of an incredible season were reflected in the faces of the men who made it happen. Vice President Bill Giles didn't know whether to laugh or cry. For those like Larry Bowa and Paul Owens, who had made the long, hard journey together from last place to first, 4 words said it all.
How sweet it is.
Playoff time came cold and windy to Veterans Stadium. The confident Cincinnati Reds were in town, defending world champions and eager to get started. Pete Rose could barely wait until the first pitch. The Rose signature slide set a tone for the entire series. Experienced hands like those of Johnny Bench took charge from the outset. Throughout the playoffs, the two teams seemed separated by a matter of inches and experience. When it counted, Cincinnati came up with every close play, while Philadelphia faltered on balls they usually nailed down cold. In Game 1, Don Gullett muffled Philly power, and Bench cut down Philly's speed. Game 2 saw Jim Lomborg's 5-inning no-hitter disintegrate into a red runaway. In Game 3, Cincinnati finally looked human. Bench watched helplessly as Philadelphia rolled to a 6-4 ninth-inning lead. But the Reds could not be stopped. This was their year. Cincinnati accepted the 7-6 victory like a team that knew the hardest part was over. Philadelphia swallowed the bitter pill of playoff baseball. In just 3 games, the season had ended, and now someone else would celebrate. Even in the midst of a winning locker room, there were kind words for the beaten foe.
I think the Phillies are just right below the Reds, and I think the Reds are #1.
Johnny, how do you rate the Phillies this year?
Great. That's why I was particularly happy to beat them today. I didn't want to play tomorrow. I really didn't, and I came to the ballpark knowing that if they beat us today, they could come back.
The future looks great for the Phillies. I mean, they developed some guys this year like. Maddox had a great year for him. Johnstone, they found out he could hit if he played all the time. And Boone had a great year. I think the Phillies will be right back in there next year again.
They'll be back. If they stay together, they'll be back.
1976 had ended on a note of bicentennial blues. But a few days of defeat could not tarnish a year of glory. It had been a season for standing ovations and wide smiles. A town and its team sharing the pride of 101 wins and the finest year in Philadelphia baseball history. A solid lineup of young stars is still on hand, now title tested and ready for more. The first banner has been won and finally accepted. There is plenty of room left on the line. Just look to the skies where the spirit of '76 lights a future bright with promise.